right, staying in the NBA, the Celtics favored at home tonight against the New York Knicks. The Knicks had been favored until about 90 minutes ago when it was announced Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were both playing. The Celtics have wrapped up the best record in the NBA, so they have nothing to play for. The Knicks, meanwhile, battling for crucial positioning in the Eastern Conference playoffs. EKD, given all the line movement that we've seen and the kind of crazy, unforeseen Brown and Tatum being put in the lineup, what are you doing with this game?
Well, I'm going to be looking at the player prop market, but let's first just talk about this line move because it's been all over the place. So last night, the Knicks, they were plus 2.5, then it flipped today to minus 2.5, and then back in favor of the Celtics, minus 1.5 after, obviously, like you said, some of these top players were ruled in. As soon as the injury report came out, we saw this line flip because we figured, well, the Celtics are playing for nothing. They're the Flitch #1 seed. Why play these guys? Why put minutes under their belt and whatnot? But I will say I'm going to stay away from the spread just because it has moved around a lot. And I've been talking about motivation for some time, and I thought that's a great way to look at things. But also that kind of burnt me last night as well with some of these teams actually coming out and looking good. So like I mentioned, player prop market, Dante DiVincenzo over 17.5 points is one that I'll be looking at. If they're going to try to stop anybody, it's going to be Brunson, and that could eventually lead him to be open. He's also been good the last 5 games. He's hit over this mark in 3 of them. He's been averaging 22 points over the last month. So it feels like he's finally getting in a groove, and he's somebody that they can rely on. And just because these top guys are playing in the first half, let's say, who knows how many minutes they're going to play. So I'm going to look at DiVincenzo to go over his points.
Yeah, good point. I like that play because I was on the Knicks, quite frankly, until my head got scrambled with the news and the line changing. So it's a pass for me on the side. Looking at the total, I lean to the over here with Tatum, with Brown playing. I think they can juice the offense and force the Knicks to play a little faster. And I agree with that assessment that if the Knicks are going to score some points, Brunson's going to be the focal point. That leaves DiVincenzo maybe with more open opportunities. So I'm with you. I like that play and over.
Look at some role players. Like last night, I should have looked at Bobby Portis.
Great point.
What was I doing?
30 burger for Bobby Portis last night, filling in for Giannis. So I like the DiVincenzo play. Anita Marks, come on in here. What are you doing with Knicks and Celtics tonight?
By the way, love the DiVincenzo play. We call him the big ragu here in New York City. Aaron, feel free to use that next time you use a prop bet with him. Guys, I'm not scared about this Knicks play. I love the fact that the line is moved. Give me the Knicks. I think this is absolutely, I'm just going to call it stupid on the part of the Boston Celtics to play their big guy. Like, why are you've got everything sealed up. What are you doing? Are we realistically expecting this Boston team to play their starters, Al Horford and KP, all these guys, all 4 quarters? I don't think so. So I'm going to stick with it. I love the fact that I'm getting the Knicks plus the points. They're playing with so much more motivation than the Boston Celtics are. Also, I'm looking at a same game parlay. How about the Celtics in the first quarter and then the Knicks in the fourth quarter? That'll get you somewhere around 2-1. My favorite prop bet, he's my favorite Knick, even though I've got Brunson on my shirt, and that's Josh Hart. Not only is he my favorite Knick, he's actually Thibodeau's favorite Knick as well. So I'm going 8, if not more, assists. He's averaging 7 a game. He's got the ball in his hands all the time. He's the straw that stirs this drink in a very big way. And if the Bucks could get 29 assists against the Celtics the other night, well, gosh darn it, this can too. So I'm going Josh Hart over assists.
Love it. Josh Hart, one of the other big players there with that Knicks team still dealing with some injuries, most notably Julius Randle, although OG has come back and played well. All right, staying in the association, guys, but going out west. The Pelicans visit the Kings tonight. New Orleans 4-0 against Sacramento this season. All those wins outright as an underdog. They've covered these games against the Kings by nearly 24 points per. The best mark by any team in a head-to-head matchup in more than 3 decades in the league, guys. This game also features major playoff implications. The Pelicans, 6th in the West, can stay out of the play-in round by winning tonight. The Kings are a half game up on the Lakers, trying to stay in the 7-8 game as opposed to falling into the 9-10 game. They are locked into the play-in round if they lose tonight, though. But a lot of jockeying can be done here. Aaron, what are you going to do?
I mean, the Pelicans, they want to win this game. So for that reason, I'm going to look at the player prop market and look at Zion going over 25.5 points. Now, he's played this team 3 times this season. He only hit over it in 1 meeting. Now, some of these games, you might be looking at the stat sheet and saying, well, he had 10 points in one of these games. Well, yes, Brandon Ingram also played in that game and was putting up a ton of points. So knowing what's on the line and knowing that Zion's one of their best players, why wouldn't he play all out? I think it's going to be there in terms of his points. So, again, looking at the player prop market rather than playing the spread or the money line because these games are getting harder and harder to predict. So I'm going to bet on some players that I know are good.
I'm with you, and wanting to back the Pelicans. I'm just going to take them on the money line here and continue their dominance against the Kings this season. They've been all year long, Aaron, a team that I never get right. When I bet on them, they lose. When I fade them, they win.
That happens to me too sometimes.
I'm going to go back one last time, Pelicans. I'm going to give you one last chance. I think you can do it against a Kings team that's, ever since they've missed Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk from the rotation, they've kind of been a 500 team. They've been middling. Those are two key players for defense and scoring off the bench. And the Pelicans, 26-14 outright on the road this season. If they win tonight, that ties them with Boston for the best road record in the entire NBA. They've been incredible away from home. I need a win tonight and that to continue. So I'll take them on the money line. Might be a best bet. Anita, how you feeling about this matchup?
Yeah, listen, I'll lay the points with the Pelicans. 4-0 their last 4 games against the Kings. And, oh, by the way, one game by 33 points. Fine, Tyler. You take them on the money line. I'll lay the points. Like, I feel that this is a good time for who's your daddy? Is Pedro Martinez going to be courtside? He needs to. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous, the domination this Pelicans team has against this Kings team. A big reason why out-rebounding. The last 3 games, 154 rebounds compared to 99. And as you said, Sacramento, no Monk. Offensively, they've been struggling. Got a prop bet for you as well. CJ McCollum, under 4.5 3-pointers. I just think, listen, he's been unbelievable, right? He's been taking high volume 3-point attempts. I get it since Brandon Ingram is out, but this is like a Steph Curry number. With all due respect to CJ, right? Like, this is just too big of a number for me. So in 13 of his last 19 games, he hasn't been able to go over this number. So believe it or not, I know, I rarely do the unders. To me, this is worthy of it. Under 4.5 3-pointers for CJ.